about the qualities of a good multimedia journalism, reporting, and multimedia storyboarding. First of all, I multimedia multimedia journalism, multimedia journalism reporting refers to the practice of producing and presenting news stories using a combination of various media formats. This approach integrates different types of content, for example, text, images, audio, and even other interactive elements to create a more comprehensive and engaging storytelling experience. It involves key aspects, for example, integrated storytelling, where the combining with written articles with with video clips, audio interviews, and interactive graphics to a to produce picture of a story. Platforms after the platform adaptation, detailing content different digital platforms like websites, social media, and mobile apps to reach and engage a diverse audience. Then multimedia storyboarding refers to a planning process used in multimedia journalism and other media projects to outline the structure and flow of a story across different formats. This involves creating a visual presentation or a series of sketches that, detail or how the story will unfold. For example, sequence planning by organizing the order of content segments like text, images, video, and the audio clips. Multimedia journalism reporting and the multimedia boarding. In summary, multimedia journalism reporting says storyboarding focuses on a planning and and then multimedia of how that content will be structured and presented. Firstly, I'll give the qualities of multimedia journalism reporting from the research I carried. My first point is about the technical quality or proficiency. This involves producing high quality like audio, video, and graphics, and it also involves skills in tools and platforms which are used in multimedia tools and platforms effectively to produce and deliver content. Its adaptability is that it enables to work with various formats and technologies as they evolve. My second point is about the accuracy and the credibility. This involves the fact checking, of which it ensures that every information is verified and sources are reliable. It also involves balancing reporting, which present multiple perspectives view of the story. My second point is about the no, my third point is about the engagement. This involves compelling storytelling, of which of which of which they are used in narrative techniques to capture or hold the audience's attention. Its interactive elements incorporates interactive features like quizzes, polls, or clickable maps to engage the audience. My fourth point is about timeliness. This involves current and relevant. In current and relevant, it involves reports on issues that are timely and of immediate interest to the audience. It also involves regular updates and the timeliness, of which this is used to provide updates as new information becomes a variable to keep the audience informed. Incorporating these qualities helps multimedia journalists produce content that is not only informative and engaging, but also trustworthy and professional. So I'll go to the qualities of multimedia storyboarding. and of which these are essentials for creating cohesive and effective multimedia content. My first point is about the clarity. Clarity. Under clarity, we have defined objectives which are clearly outline the purpose and the goals of the multimedia project, and it also involved detailed scenes which include specific descriptions of each and segment, and including visuals, audio, and text. So my second point is about consistency. Under consistency, we have brand and style guidelines, of which these are used to ensure that the storyboard aligns with the project's branding and the style guidelines for a cohesive look and feel. Under this, we have unified vision, which help to maintain a consistent narrative, the visual style throughout the storyboarding. Therefore, in conclusion, this effective storyboarding is a structural step in planning multimedia content, which help to visualize the final product and work together harmoniously. So that's what according to my research. Thank you very much. Now let me welcome the another participant. Yes, rest.
Good afternoon to everyone. Uh,
Welcome.
for me, I researched about storyboarding and the types of storyboarding. Um, First, storyboarding uh, involves creating stories or drawings uh, that first that depict key scenes, giving creators visual guide of how the final product will unfold. Yeah, then the types of storyboarding. I got the traditional storyboards, um, the thumbnail storyboards, and animatics. And an example of the traditional storyboard um, is this thing of the Disney animation. For example, in a film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, you can see that. Okay, we all know that Disney was one of the early adopters of storyboarding in film production. I hope everyone knows that. And in these storyboards, each framework depicts major scenes or character movements, showing how the characters interacted with their environments. Often, Disney storyboards used simple drawings, but the scenes were rich with detailed character expressions, gestures, and background settings to convey the emotion and pacing of each scene in that film of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Um, that's all I managed to gather. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Resty, for that good research. Yeah, I've also learned something new from you, of which I've not researched about it. So I also encourage you to make more research. Yeah, but thank you for that wonderful research. We go to another person, Queenie.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome to.
So I'm going to go straight to the point about story, multimedia journalism reporting and storyboarding. So according to my research, multimedia journalism, like reporting, is the practice of using multiple forms of media, such as text, video, audio, photos, graphics, and interactive elements to share a story. And the qualities of a good multimedia journalism reporting include the accuracy and credibility. Here, the facts presented through the text, images, and audio, they need to be well the video, all those things that are recorded, they need to be well researched and verified to support the true story. building a story. And the second quality of journalism reporting, I have engagement and interactivity, whereby the audience is engaged through interactive elements such as polls, comments, maps, in order to immerse the story in a more immersive way. Then the third quality of reporting is the effective use of multiple formats. Now, for here, different types of media, videos, images, and audios, they are enhanced in the story in a combined way. Like they are all combined to make a story interesting. You understand? Then the other one was clarity and simplicity. Here, multimedia storytelling should be clear and concise. You don't have to overload a story to put in a lot of things. Yeah? This ends up confusing people. So the story has to be brief, like concise and clear. Then the narrative flow of the story. It needs to guide the audience through various elements smoothly, whereby its transition from the text to video or whatever, it's interactive. You understand? Then I also had to do research on the multimedia storyboarding, whereby we know storyboarding is a process of planning and organizing a multimedia project by creating a visual and textual outline. And the qualities of that storyboarding multimedia include planning the narrative, whereby visualizing the sequence of events, which helps the story to flow logically. Sorry. Then the scene breakdown. This storyboard breaks down the story into scenes or sections, because each scene, the journalist is easily plans the type of media that will be used and what information each scene will convey. Then I had a visual representation, whereby storyboarding, visual sketches or thumbnails of each section are often created. In short, storyboarding is a crucial step in multimedia journalism. It helps journalists visualize and plan how different media elements will work together to create also an engaging narrative. And then also good multimedia reporting combines the strengths of different formats to produce a more engaging and effective story. So all in all, this was my research about the qualities of multimedia reporting, journalism reporting, and multimedia storyboarding. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Queen, for that good research. And I would say that if we are to continue with the making research, we're gonna make it. So your research has been so marvelous. So now let me welcome Madam Ashaba Adun. Oh, what she has researched about Ashaba.
Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're.
Yeah.
So I'll go straight to the qualities of good multimedia journalism reporting. And my first quality is depth and accuracy. Here, the content must be well researched and factually correct, offering in depth analysis. The second point, balanced use of media. It involves integrating text, videos, audios, photography, and interactive elements to complement each other without without overwhelming the story. Uh, Another quality, engaging in storytelling. The narrative should be compelling and engage the audience emotionally or intellectually. And for the qualities of effective multimedia storyboarding, the first quality, clear structure and flow. The storyboard must outline a logical sequence, mapping out how the audience will progress through the multimedia elements, like texts, images, and audios. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Ashaba, thank you for that research. Yeah, and so to continue with the research because I think it is going to help us. Okay, thank you for the research. Any Any other person? Ashaba, can you lower your hand? Okay, Christopher.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon to you.
For my research on multimedia journalism, I discovered that the good characteristics include objectivity, accuracy, credible sourcing, and strong writing. This is because in multimedia journalism, you're dealing with different platforms where you're going to be publishing or even getting information from, for example, from social media platforms, from the internet, from journals or from old newspapers. So you need to be well versed with all this, and for the in the term of accuracy and objectivity, you need to report a story or get information that's not biased. But at the same time, you need to know that your information is accurate and not having holes in it, just in case you are called up to verify your information. And about the storyboard, to me, I believe a good storyboard should be dealing with how can I put it? Should be dealing with uh, sorry. A good storyboard should be having a good graphic organization which illustrates the product sequence and events in a visual format. I'll say it's a vital tool for planning and visualizing multimedia projects such as videos and animations. And just as Rusty has put it, Disney was the first and took it to a whole new level when it was producing films using a storyboard. So I'll encourage all of us at least to practice as we shall in the near future. Yeah, that's all I had for you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wanda, for that research. Yeah, thank you very much. So can I invite Madamu Enambabas?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you.
Uh, yeah, what I got from my research, mm, qualities for good multimedia journalists on reporting, ability to verify information. Creating journalistical sound content is all about adding context to valuable information. Like, never assume information is correct. Ability to verify information is that any information that you come across, make sure that ask questions, the 5 W's and H. Find the original source. Look for additional sources that support the information. Check public record. Giving audiences observing their content a better understanding of it. Don't assume that any on our qualities, don't assume that anything you come across is correct. They are telling us that we should make sure we ask the questions about that situation. Uh, Another thing that was the first point, ability to verify information. The second one, writing to video. It requires a clear understanding of what the story is about. What are you referring to? Writing that video, like here, you have to make sure that your story, there is like visual, there is pictures. Must learn the technique to properly tell visual stories. Then what I can talk about the storyboarding. I have the examples here of multimedia journalist skills, which is editing skills, thinking skills, research
Babas, we can't get you, Babas. Babas, Babas, is it the network? Babas, we can't get you. Okay, because Babas, maybe the network is disturbing her, but let us just continue. Okay, thank you for that research, Babas. I think the network is disturbing, and you have seen the weather, so the network is not stable. So let me welcome Madam Fortinet.
Thank you very much. What multimedia storyboarding is, I'll just now give what I researched on. I researched on the importance of multimedia storyboarding, of which I got a few of them, but I'll only explain four. The first one I want to focus on is visualization, where multimedia storyboarding helps one to visualize how different media elements such as text, images, videos, and audios will work together, ensuring coherence and, an engaging narrative. So, if you are multimedia storyboarding helps you to plan easily in a visual context. Like you be able to envision how you want your work to be and how these different medias can work together, because if you do not plan, your work may not be in sync, and yet the video, the text, audio, and images should all be telling the same story and adapt very well for people to easily understand and engage easily. The next one is planning. It allows for detailed planning of sequence and structure of content, which helps identify potential issues early and streamline to streamline the production process. So when you sorry when multimedia storyboarding, yes, enables one to easily plan how they want the structure. Sorry guys, I'm panicking too much. How they want the structure of the content to be. Like you will be able to know how detailed you want your information to be and what quantity. Let me say okay, not quantity. Let me say how long the text can be and how long the audio can be, how short it can be, and the images, the numbers. Like it enables you to put either a limit to something so that the story is easily understood. I don't know if you guys are hearing me. Are you?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The next one is collaboration. It helps you to easily, like when you have when you're when you use multimedia storyboard. Let me say, it's easy for you to share your content with other users, so that you can guys. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I don't know.
No,
It
just
helps
calm
you.
down. Just calm down.
Okay, yes. No, like it helps you to easily share your content with your fellows or colleagues, so that you guys can easily be on the same board. Like I'm so sorry. Let me just write it. Let me just write down my presentation in the comment section, because
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much, Madam Fortinet, for that research. I believe you have a good research, but when you are presenting, you need to calm down. You have a good research. So let me go to Madam Airu. Airu, Aikoro, is it Aikoro? Winfred, yeah, Winfred.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Left hand.
So my colleagues have introduced most of the things. So there's I did a research about the qualities of a good multimedia storyboarding, not for the journalist, but I did for a good multimedia storyboarding. Um, the first quality I got is um the narrative structure. Like when you're putting your story, it has to like have a clear beginning, the middle, and the end. When you're giving a story, it has like the readers, the people who are going to see your story, they have to see it like clearly. Like this story has a beginning, it has the middle, and the end of it. Um, for the narrative structure part, you have to like create a good flow, guide the audience through the story so that it can keep them engaged. Another quality that we got is clarity of focus. Um, in the story, multimedia story body, if if when you're putting your story out there, it needs to be like you need to define the message or the theme of the story. Like you have to put like what the story is talking about, so that you don't leave the audience. They have to know what it is. Like just like you go straight to the point. Um, Another part of it is engagement of the audience. Like you create moments that provoke emotional response. Like let me say you put a story out there, and if your story is like not creating any emotions, like when the audience is reading your story or seeing your story and they're there, they are not touched or that kind of thing, it like they don't get involved in the story. Like when they have to give you like feedback or this kind of thing, like that kind of thing. You have to keep them engaged in the story. Um, Another quality of a multimedia storyboarding I have is flexibility. When you're putting your story out there, it has to be flexible. Let me say, like you allow room for adjustment and like based on the feedbacks. Obviously, when you keep your audience engaged in your story, obviously they have to give a feedback. So you have to allow room for adjustment. When they tell you this story is like this and this, so you have to like check what is it that I've left out and what is it that I've overdone, so that in future you can know, like you can be able to put a proper story for for the audience out there. The last quality of a good multimedia story telling I have is details and annotations. So these details and annotations, they include like the notes on timing, your transitions, your audio cues, like these what I can talk about is that when you're doing your story, you have to know like the proper transitions, like what is supposed to come next and what is not supposed to come. Like it has to like be continuous. The timing has to be on a constant kind of note. I think that's all I have for the research on
Ah,
multimedia story.
maybe Madam Winfred, before you go, are these points catapults like am I supposed to apply them in multimedia journalism reporting? Because you have been insisting on multimedia storyboarding. Because according to what they give us about the to research the qualities of a good multimedia journalism reporting, and I think there are two aspects here. So you have been explaining about the qualities of multimedia storyboarding. So are they supposed also to be applied in multimedia
Okay,
journalism reporting?
okay.
let me put this for the qualities of a multimedia journalist. I did some research on it, but they're only, I think I only put only two, so I can explain those ones also.
Okay, it's okay. Can you continue?
Let me explain them. Okay, the quality of a good multimedia journalist that I have here is accuracy. So you have to, like, it ensures that all information presented is fact checked. When you're putting a story out there, you have to make sure that this story is the right story that you're putting for the audience out there. You have to do a fact checking of the story first, like the bias, like if there's like the objectivity, those biasness, those kind of things. You have to do a fact checking before, like, you put outside there. So another quality I have here is like diversity of formats. For example, various media types like text, audio, video, graphics. So these media types like text, audio, and video, graphics, these they enhance the narrative and they reach different audiences. When you're putting the story as a multimedia journalist, when you're putting the story out there, you have to, like, look at everyone, because there are some people, like Hausa said last time, when you're putting your story out there, you also have to put like the subtitles also, because there are some people eh, who cannot hear your audio. There are people who don't hear. So when you put your captions there, you put like there's the audio there and the video is also there. You put like a text, something that someone can be able to follow, something like, so that you don't only rely on the visual part of it or the audio part of it. You put like some text so that it covers all the audiences, not only a particular kind of group. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Madam Winfred, for that good research. You have explained well your points, and yeah, just encourage you to make more research. So thank you for coming up with such a good research. Let us have Mbab, then we have Vera. Let's have Safin, then Vera.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
The first step is multimedia journalist reporting, and what I have to talk about that is one, for you to become a multimedia journalist reporter, you have to be someone that has the ability to multitask. So to multitask, you're able to write news stories, you can conduct reviews, you can you can do the printing process, you can broadcast, you can do all that kind of stuff, you can anchor stuff like that. That is what I have for my introduction. And then the qualities. The number one is that you're supposed to have strong in abilities for you to come up with nice information. Then you need to be active in speaking. Then your capacity to convey complex information should be very clear. You need to be clear in what you're talking about and what you're trying to report. If you're asking a question, it has to be clear. Someone doesn't have to maybe scratch their minds and look for what you're trying to talk about. I talked about multitasking, then you have to be honest. You really have to be having critical thinking skills. So that is what I have for the qualities. Then the top 10 must skills is that you're supposed to be able to verify information. Be able to do video writing. You're supposed to be able to do non-linear editing. Then you're supposed to be able to do on-air performance. Then technological adapt. What's it called? Technological adaptability, which means that you're supposed to be up to date with the latest digital media trends, which is very essential. That is what I have as the top 10 must skills. So, moving on to the multimedia.
storyboard. A storyboard is a graphic organizer in the form of illustrations or images displayed in a sequence for the purpose of pre-visualizing a multimedia product. And the purpose of this is to create motion pictures, animations, motion graphics, or interactive media sequences. So the purpose actually breaks it down in a way that a storyboard is going to have those motion pictures or animations. I've not seen it like personally, but I think I'm understanding it from this perspective that it's supposed to be having pictures and anything moving or some animations. Then the key elements of a storyboard, I have images, illustrations, I have scene description, I have short scene, timing information, notes, and annotations. So this forwards to the main components of a storyboard. Well, we have a scenario. So each story has to start with a clear scenario. You don't have to confuse people. It has to be clear. Then it has to have scenario. So you come to see that you cannot have visuals if you don't have the scenario. Then you're supposed to have a caption accompanying the visuals. Yes, you have the visuals, but bro, you need to put the captions because not everyone has maybe it's maybe in a good environment to listen to your audio. You have to put the captions. You have to favor everyone. Internet is for everyone, and every person has the right to internet. And in this everyone, we have people with disabilities, people who can see but they can't hear. So the captions help them a lot. And then, so in short, you have to have a scenario to create visuals, which visuals should have a caption. Then I looked at the types of storyboards, and here I have that is my first one, hand or drawn storyboards. These ones provide a tactile, classic approach. Then I have a digital storyboard, which enables more detailed computer-aided designs. Then I have a 2D storyboard, which utilizes flat drawing. Then a 3D storyboard, which opens up dynamic camera angles and movements. Then I have steps to create an effective storyboard. Define your project and objectives. Develop your script or narrative. A storyboard structure and format. Sketch the frame. Add annotations and details. Review and revise, then finalize and share. Defining your project and objective means that you're actually coming up with what you want to include in your storyboard. Developing your script means you're now putting the thing into writing. Then your storyboard structure and format, you're now coming up with a style, how you want it to really look like, uh, how you want it to look like, the different styles. Then sketching, just like we saw on the different types. The sketching is in the hand or drawn storyboards, which provide a classic or tactile approach, which later on goes to digital because from the hand or drawn storyboard, you're able to come up with a digital storyboard because you already have the sketch. So you can use it to now make your digital storyboard. So you add annotations and details. You add the details to your framework now, making it more meaningful. Then you have to review and revise. Look at the stuff. You'd be like, oh, I'm adding more, or maybe I'm subtracting this to make a better storyboard. Then you have to finalize. Finalizing is something like you're now done with all your stuff, and yeah, you're done. You're pretty sure that you're now having everything at your fingertips, and then you can share. That is all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Salfin, for that good research. Anyway, you have highlighted a lot of things. So thank you for coming up with the good research. You have talked about the key elements of the images, descriptions, among others, the types of storyboarding, even steps. So thank you very much. So, honorable members, I want to tell you that we even allow questions. So, if you have a question or a supplement, and you want to supplement from someone with the research, you are allowed. So, let us have Madame Vera Denny, Denny Fortunate.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm loud, yeah?
Yeah,
Loud enough.
yeah.
Okay. So, according to my research, yeah, I'll first start off by defining multimedia journalism reporting and also multimedia storyboard. So, the meaning of multimedia journalism reporting it refers to the practice of using multiple forms of media, let's say like text, images, audio, video, interactive, graphics, and many more, like to tell a story. So it allows for a more dynamic and engaging way to present information, appealing to diverse audiences by leveraging the strengths of each medium. And multimedia storyboarding refers to the process of planning and organizing the different elements of a multimedia journalism piece before production begins. It is a visual outline that shows how the various media components will be arranged and integrated into the story. So the storyboarding helps to ensure a clear narrative flow, alignment of visual and textual elements, and also effective use of multimedia resources. So the qualities of a good multimedia in journalism, I mean, of a good multimedia journalism reporting, the first one I have is accuracy and credibility. So here we state all the facts must be verified with accurate data presented across various media formats to maintain journalistic standards. So, for example, an example that I have here is um, an example is like when reporting on health statistics, yeah, a journalist ensures the data is correct, sources are verified, and citations are provided. For instance, a graphic showing COVID-19 cases uses data from trusted health organizations. That's an example of accuracy and credibility as a quality of good multimedia journalism reporting. Another one we have cohesive multimedia integration, like for example, reporting about a wildlife conservation project that includes a documentary like sorry a documentary style video, a podcast interview with the project leader, and a photo gallery of endangered animals. Yeah, and all these pieces fit together with each medium, adding something unique to the story. That's an example of cohesive multimedia as a quality. The last quality of multimedia journalism reporting I have is clarity and simplicity. For example, a report a report on renewable energy that includes short, clear videos explaining complex topics like wind and solar energy. Yeah, alongside easy alongside brief charts and brief text summaries to make the content accessible to a broad audience. Okay, now the qualities of good multimedia storyboarding. Yeah. So the first one that I have, okay, three. Uh, I have three. So the first one is time and resource management. Sorry. So time and resource management that I have, which states that it should outline a clear timeline for the production of multimedia components, ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently. So, for example, for example, of time resource management, I have is a detailed storyboard, like let's say a detailed storyboard, yeah, for a multimedia report on a political campaign that allows the team to estimate how long each segment will take to produce, ensuring the project stays on track within budget. Yeah. Another quality we have flexibility. Okay, this one I'll just give an example. Yeah. So during production, okay, an example like during production, the storyboard of a documentary on renewable energy can be adjusted if a new interview becomes available or if some media elements need to be rearranged to improve flow. Yeah, that's an example of flexibility. And another quality that I have, the last one, is um, visual representation. So the storyboard should visually depict how the different elements, text, images, audio, and video will appear and interact within the story. And then, let me give an example of that. Let's say a storyboard for a sports documentary shows thumbnails for each scene, yeah, illustrating how interviews, action shots, and infographics will be arranged in the final video. So those are my research. And to conclude with a good multimedia, yeah, good multimedia journalism, reporting, and storyboarding work, they work together to create a cohesive, engaging, and impactful story. The reporting provides the substance, yeah, while the storyboarding ensures the effective delivery of the story through multimedia channels. Yeah, so that's my research. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Vera, for that research. Yeah, it is true. Time and resource management are very, very, very important. So, as if Mesigo, you had something to say before you go to Enembabazi?
Yes, at first my presentation was not clear and I would like to apologize for that. If
Yeah, okay.
it's not a problem, I would like to re-present my as I
Yeah,
was
please,
interrupted.
you're allowed.
Thank you. So as I was saying, my focus on my research was done in on multimedia storyboarding and also the qualities of good multimedia journalism reporting. So I'll start with the qualities of good multimedia journalism reporting. First of all, the first quality I have is accuracy. Accuracy. The information you present or your content should be accurate and thoroughly researched and fact checked to ensure reliability. Now, people will not trust your work and content if they find out, because there are people who are learned and they're able to access fact checking tools, and they will see if your content is what is reliable or not. So, as a content creator anyone who's or anyone doing journalism, we should be able to check check our work and ensure that it's reliable, just as we learned last sem. And then another quality is it should be engaging or engagement. The content should the content should be presented in a way that captures and maintains the audience's attention through a mix of text, images, video, and audio. So your content should be able to pull people closer to it, like they should be pulled and attracted to want to read your work or to know more about it, and they should be understanding it as well. But if you have content that is just there and is not is not visually appealing, or the audio is not relatable, or your text is just overwhelmingly compiled up with let me say difficult language, it causes confusion and people just lose interest easily. So we need to make sure that our work, one of the qualities we possess in our multimedia storytelling is engaging content. Then clarity. Your story should be clear and structured with a logical flow that makes it easy for the audience to understand. Make sure each and everything is clear. Like as you're presenting your content, you should not give room for questions. All those unanswered, there are questions people will always ask. So as you're creating your content, you should make your work in a way that will not leave questions, like that will not leave room for questions to emerge. Then you should be each another one is creativity, using various multimedia elements effectively to enhance storytelling and provide a richer experience. Now, if you're
Fortunate.
creative enough while using these tools,
Fortunate.
you'll
I
be
think you
able
should be
to
winding up.
pull a number of people to your work, because multimedia storytelling, as we talked in the previous lectures, it gives you a chance to exploit high levels of creativity, because you're given the option of audio, you're given the option of video, you're given the option of images and text. You can use these different aspects to bring out your narrative and to express yourself and make it engaging and relatable for your audience. Then it should be relevant. uh, Good multimedia
Fortunate.
story report, like reporting and journalism, should have a quality of relevance. The
Damien.
content should be timely, and should rotate around the audience's interests and needs. You should be able to understand what kind of audience you're dealing with in terms of age, preferences, gender, you are writing content for. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you may produce content, it may be relevant but irrelevant to a certain group of people. I hope you guys are getting me.
Yeah, we are getting you.
Fortunate, you should be winding up. Time is running
You
out and
are you
other
guys
people
getting
want to
me,
present.
Mr.
Yeah,
Madudu?
we are getting you definitely.
Okay, as I was
Yeah.
saying, relevance. If you may present content that is relevant for people and to others it's not, we all know the millennials, but the Gen Z, most of the Gen Zs don't like to read a lot. By lectures, audios and everything, they'll be more engaged. So you must be able to understand your audience and what is relevant to them. So now I'm going to talk about multimedia storyboarding. As my colleague the importance of multimedia storyboarding. I'll just look at four, as I had earlier talked about them, but I wasn't clear. So the first one is visualization. Multimedia storyboarding helps one to visualize how different media elements, such as the text, images, videos, and audio, will work together, ensuring coherence and an engaging narrative. Now, multimedia storyboarding will give you an opportunity to visualize, to put into vision how you want these things to work together, because there cannot be too much of everything. You know that this is how long I want my text to be. I want my audio to be like this, and then I can put just one image here, and yeah, the story will be able to what to be presentable and more appealing to people. Now,
Fortunate.
because and these things should always be in sync. Yes, sir.
But maybe before you even continue, can you like just outline those points because just the time is not against us.
Oh, all right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
So we have accuracy.
Yeah.
Sorry. We have visualization, planning, collaboration, and efficiency, as well as creativity. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that good research, Fortunate. So Maria has said that according to Maria's research about disadvantages of multimedia storyboarding, it is that it is time consuming whereby it requires a lot of time, effort, so that the content is accurate. Yeah, it is true. Another one is that it also costly, in that acquiring software to help with the techniques is kinda costly, making it hard for some people to access accurate information. Okay, thank you, Maria, for that good research. Yeah, but members, I think we are just going to don't be like don't explain much. Just be brief. Just be brief. And members, I'm sorry. Let me first go to Gloria. Please, Gloria, just be brief.
Thank you so much, Madundu. Good afternoon,
Let
everyone.
Mr. Madon.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Chief. Mr. Madundu.
Okay,
Forgive
so
me. Yeah. So, I'm going to talk about multimedia storyboarding. A storyboard is a visual tool that organizes a sequence of illustrations or images to tell a story or explain a process. It is similar to a roadmap guiding the journey of storytelling from beginning to the end. So I'm going to tell us how we can what um sorry how to create a storyboard. So the first thing is define what you want your videos to accomplish. As you're creating a storyboard, how do you want people to feel after watching your video? Are they going to feel sad, happy? What kind of feeling or emotion are you going to involve? And then secondly, brainstorm. Write down the ideas you have discussed with your colleagues. For example, you can ask your colleague, do you think it is okay maybe to include this so that you share ideas. And then the third one is create a timeline. Sorry. Here you are able to identify the beginning, middle, and the end of your story. You know what to start with and what to finalize with. And then another thing, start drawing your scenes. Draw your templates in a piece of paper using a pencil, preferably, or anything. Maybe you can even use your devices and all that. Then lastly, you can add details. For example, what characters are you going to use? The voiceovers, the prompts, yeah. And then my last research is qualities of a good multimedia journalism reporting. I'm going to just outline them because of time.
Yeah, yeah. Just outline. Just outline.
So the first one is high quality images. So you have your videos or images have to be of high quality so high so as to enhance the story. And then your story has to be well structured. You should have a well structured content. And then it should also be interactive. That is when you're able to get feedback from the audience and all that. And then secondly, it should be up to date. Yeah, you're not going to start talking of things of 1990 and yet we are in 2024. So you have to be updated, up to date. That is when you create a good one. Uh, Multimedia journalism reporting. You have to be updated. And then another thing is that creativity, originality. You have to be creative, not copying what other people are doing. Like you do it in your own way. Yeah. And then the last one is transparency and accountability. Yes, transparency and accountability. So you're able to account for whatever you report and whatever you give, it should be transparent, accurate. That is after you, like, let me say, after you. act checking and all that. Thank you so much. That is what I had. Have a
Okay,
beautiful evening.
okay. Thank you, Madam Gloria, for that good research. So, members, let us have the last one. And members, I'm sorry, time is not on our side. Let's have the
Excuse me, Hindu. Excuse me.
Madam Catherine. Kindly,
Okay.
Gloria, can you lower the hand?
Okay, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Right, please.
let
Yeah.
us have the last one. And members, I'm sorry, the time has gone.
So me,
Maybe next.
I'm
So,
Catherine.
Kathy,
Yeah. Sorry, I'm using various phone because mine shut down.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
Um, I managed to find out the qualities of a multimedia journalist, but then I'll first define what multimedia journalism is. So I think we covered this.
But
Let me just
maybe
read what I
Kathy,
have, right?
because of time, don't just explain it, briefly, just be briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, just be briefly.
Okay, a multimedia journalist is one who uses a variety of platforms and tools to gather, produce, and distribute news. The qualities of a multimedia journalist are versatility. This means they are skilled in different media formats: text, video, audio, photography, and digital what? Digital graphics. Then technical proficiency. Multimedia journalists are familiar with video and audio editing software, content management systems, and social media platforms. Then storytelling is another quality of a multimedia journalist. They understand how to tell a compelling story, regardless of the medium, and adapt to the context. Then adaptability. In the fast evolving media landscape, they must be quick to learn how technologies and platforms operate. In management, they often work under tight deadlines while juggling. I really appreciate time management. They must be able to carry out investigative research. So they must have research and investigative skills. Audience management and engagement. They must be empathetic. They must be able to engage with their audience and learn how to handle them or interact with them. Then creativity using visuals, sounds, and different storytelling techniques. Conclusively, their role is crucial in today's digital age. As multimedia journalists, they contribute the highest percentage of information to the public. Multimedia storyboarding is a key production process used for planning the visual, auditory, and interactive elements of a multimedia project, such as films, animations, video games, websites, or interactive applications. It involves creating a series of illustrations or images displayed in sequence to visualize the structure and flow of a project. I have an overview of the process. It involves concept development, it involves script writing, scene breakdown, and storyboard creation. I think next during the next lecture I'll be able to display an example of a multimedia storyboard. I already have one but I haven't shut down. And then the other things that I should talk about an overview of the multimedia storyboard. We have annotations. I think we looked at these already in the previous. And then use of interactive elements. Interactive elements include, for instance, the interactive multimedia project, the storyboard includes notes on user interactions such as buttons, links, and and navigation paths rather. Diagrams of flowcharts might be used to illustrate these interactive elements. Finalization and review and revision. Benefits of multimedia storyboarding include clarity and vision. Clarity and vision helps the team visualize the project and ensures everyone has a clear understanding of the process. Planning and organization is another benefit of multimedia storyboarding. It aids in organizing the project elements, timing, and sequence, reducing the likelihood of errors and reducing error during production. Then accountability in multimedia storyboarding provides a visual and textual tool for communicating ideas, details to all the team members, stakeholders, and clients. Efficiency is also another benefit. Multimedia storyboarding saves time and resources by identifying potential issues and making adjustments before proceeding. Thank you so much. That was my work.
Okay, thank you, Madam Catherine, for that good research. Yeah, I want to thank you members, those who have participated, and those who have not, those who have not participated. Maybe time, maybe you got stuck somewhere and the electricity is not on. So I want to thank you people for your research. Let us meet next. Is it? When are we meeting this very week?
Yes, it's very weak, I think.
Yeah, thank you people. I wish you a nice day.